been a while since I've posted an update about my tiny life and my experiment in tiny house living. There's been quite a few changes in the world. A lot of strange things have happened. One of the things that the tiny house has allowed me to do is to weather those storms in a really interesting way. So here's a few of the updates. We love our tiny house. Our tiny house has been the ark that has helped us survive the storm of some of the strange things that have been going on. Here on the property, we have just been working diligently, getting, making sure utilities are here. I am still using electric. I think the ability to go solar is in my future, but I think we want to build a little more permanent structure on the property before I attempt to convert to solar, but that is the eventual plan, and I really hope that I'm able to do that. We were able to start our food forest. We planted lots of berries, raspberries, blueberries, strawberries. We already had blackberries and raspberries that were naturally growing on the property. We also had rhubarb that was growing already on the property when we moved here. So I was able to sort of piece those together. Also, we planted a little garden. It's really more of an experiment right now, just to see what's going to grow well here. Right now I'm doing raised containers. I do have ideas about a project of doing a pretty serious in-ground garden. You know, one of the things that has been the most wonderful lesson that I've learned is to just make the choice to try to be sustaining and self-reliant. It's not a perfect situation, but every step that I take moves me closer, a little bit less attached to external sources to support me in my life. It's just a really wholesome and wonderful feeling when you grow something on your own property with your own labor, and then you're able to transform that into something useful that you can keep and use for yourself or give away to other people as gifts. And the material cost is very, very small. It's really more of a mindset. You know, this whole tiny house build and, living experiment was really, I didn't know how it was gonna go. And we've been living in our tiny house now for almost 3 years and out on our property for over a year now. And I wouldn't change anything. We love our tiny house. We've been talking about our future plans for building, a small house, less than 1,000 square feet, just a really small little cabin out here that's more of a permanent structure, just because the county that we live in really wants you to have permanent structures on your property, and this tiny house would not be able to be a permanent thing out here, at least not if I wanted to comply with current administrative regulations and codes. And of course, I do want to try to do everything legal, which is why, I've worked so hard to get permits for our septic and our well and converting the pole barn into a carport so that it would be acceptable for the county, which it does make things difficult. But, it's really important. I still, my goal is still to be as self-sufficient as I can, to throw off some of these burdens of, capitalism and commercialism. One of the other random things that me and my son noticed, he's getting older, and I was worried about privacy. I was worried about our ability to live in such close quarters without driving each other crazy. And what's really interesting, and I guess this speaks to, the human spirit, we are incredibly adaptable as humans. And, there might have been a couple moments when I just wasn't sure how we were going to fit or function. But we have really worked out a great system where we can respect each other, where we don't feel like we're crammed inside. In fact, we love those rainy days where we're not able to go outside and do yard work or whatever, go shoot archery or pick berries or whatever it is that we're going to do that day. We actually look forward to the rainy days because we stay inside and we play games, and we really become closer. My son sees a lot more of the things that I'm doing as far as cooking, canning, preserving. Different kinds of experiments. I've made some dandelion tinctures, some homeopathic medicines, some lemon balm tinctures. I'm just messing around. I'm no expert in the area, and it's really been a blessing for us. I guess one of the things that I wanted to sort of bring up is that these choices that I've made, they're not mainstream choices, and I know that, and they're not the easiest choices that you can make in your life. You do have to sacrifice a little bit. But what I have seen and what I suspected and what has been confirmed over the process, or over the time that we've been living here, is that those choices have directly led to the incredibly beautiful and wonderful life that I'm living right now. I am living close to nature every day. I have deer, I have rabbits, wild rabbits, I have quail. We even saw a bear the other day. So I'm not eschewing all parts of modern life. What I'm trying to do is take the best of both worlds and leave that negativity behind me. Being able to feel secure in really uncertain times. You see so much anger and so much anxiety, and I almost feel kind of bad that I'm not experiencing that. A lot of the negativity and scary things that are happening to people, I've been so insulated from those things. And that is a direct correlation to the choices that I made when I decided to live a simple life. As far as, an update and what's been going on out here, we have been incredibly blessed. This experiment couldn't have gone better. And I kind of think that had I to do it all over, I would do the same thing. I mean, there's a couple things I would change, but they're minuscule. I would have put heated floors in the bathroom, and that's just such a luxury. If you have something that you think is gonna make your life easier, or first of all, have a long-term plan. Have some really deep thoughts about what is going to make your life peaceful and your life feel fulfilled. And then try to figure out what are the things that you need to do to get yourself there, because you can do it. I mean, this hasn't been easy. I've worked really hard. I've had the help of some really wonderful people. That has taught me a lesson in humility and also in gratefulness. And what I can say is that after living in this experiment that I created for myself, am so grateful. I am so grateful for the things that the trajectory that my life is on. I just feel, I feel guilty because I feel so blessed when I know that so many people are, in really sort of disparate situations. I could not have foreseen how wonderful this situation would end up for me. You just do one thing at a time. Just do one thing to move yourself in that direction. The simplicity and the exquisite peacefulness of this lifestyle, I will be forever grateful, forever grateful. If you have an intuition that is taking you in a certain direction, you should follow it. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video update. I hope you've enjoyed seeing how our life has gone on this tiny house adventure. I took the risk, I quelled my fears, and I just moved forward with it. And it has been the most beneficial and probably one of the best decisions that I've ever made.